Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys anime episode review. This time I am talking about episode 139, which is episode 3 of Aim to Be a Pokemon Master. So let's get to it. In this episode, Ash and Misty, who are now in Stowan side, stop by a cafe where Kathy, a waitress, serves them some sandwiches and some special Pokemon food for Pikachu. Both Ash and Misty find the sandwiches delicious, and they feel like they have tasted such a flavor before. Ash tells Kathy that the sandwiches are tasty. She thanks him and she informs the manager that some customers are complimenting the food. The manager, who turns out to be none other than Brock, soon appears to thank the customers in question. Brock is of course surprised to see Ash and Misty. Misty then wonders why Brock is here and what happened to him becoming a doctor. Brock says that he decided to dedicate his life to helping Kathy. Unfortunately for Brock, Kathy soon informs him that her darling, who was studying cooking abroad, is coming back to the cafe, and he plans to marry her. So she thanks Brock for all his help. Brock is of course devastated by this news. Man, poor guy just can't catch a break when it comes to love. So Brock ends up depressed, and nothing Ash or Misty say can cheer him up. Cilan then appears, surprised to see Ash. The two of them happily greet each other. Misty and Cilan then introduce themselves to each other, with Misty recognizing that Ash got the lure he used in the previous episode from Cilan. Ash then introduces Cilan to Brock. However, Cilan reveals that he already knows Brock, and that they even saw Ash's battle versus Leon together. After congratulating Ash for his victory in said battle, Cilan wonders what is wrong with Brock, and he correctly surmises that Brock is going through another heartbreak. Ash wonders if there is anything they can do to cheer up Brock. Cilan has the idea to take Brock to a nearby flower field, believing that the cute and fresh flowers will make him feel better. Team Rocket is then shown flying overhead. They note the presence of Brock and Cilan, and they predictably say that they will catch Pikachu. So Ash and Cilan drag Brock to the flower field, where Brock briefly becomes energized due to how beautiful the flowers are. However, this happiness is short-lived, since beautiful reminds him of ladies, which reminds him of Kathy, which reminds him of his sorrow. In the nearby forest, which is later revealed to be the Glimwood Tangle, a Hatterene spots Brock and notices his negative aura, which is of interest to her. So she uses her psychic powers to show Brock an illusion of Kathy beckoning to him while saying that she loves him. This makes Brock run headlong into the forest. Ash, Misty, and Cilan run after him, and they soon spot Hatterene, who uses her psychic powers to stop them in their tracks, thus preventing them from following Brock, who rushes into the forest, recklessly bumping into everything in his path as he lovingly chases the illusion of Kathy and unintentionally chases Hatterene. Once Hatterene is far enough away that her psychic powers lose their effectiveness, Ash, Misty, and Cilan are able to continue chasing Brock, with Team Rocket following close behind. Ash, Misty, and Cilan cannot find Brock. Ash and Misty then wonder why Brock followed Hatterene in the first place? In order to answer this question, Cilan transforms into detective mode, and he correctly deduces that since Hatterene can sense the emotions of creatures from far away, she sensed the negative emotions that Brock was emanating. And due to her nature as the forest witch, she wants to feed off said negative energy, which is why she lured Brock into the forest, hoping to trap him here forever. Ash and Misty are shocked when they hear all of this, and Ash says that they need to rescue Brock fast. However, their search for Brock bears no fruit, but they do find a Hatenna. And since Hatenna can sense the emotions of other creatures, they decide to enlist her help to find Brock. Adorably, Hatenna accepts. Ash then thinks strongly about Brock so that Hatenna can find him. Meanwhile, Brock is being toyed with by Hatterene, who uses the illusion of Kathy to say "I love you" to Brock, thus making him happy, before saying "I hate you" to bring him right back down, thus making his sorrow grow. This surge of negative emotions allows Hatenna to find Brock. However, as she leads the way towards Brock, they all run into a Hatterene. Since Hatterene will pummel into silence anyone with strong emotions, and Ash is thinking strongly about saving Brock, they all soon have to run away to avoid Hatterene's wrath. Thankfully, they manage to hide behind some mushrooms to avoid the rampaging Hatterene, who soon calms down and walks away. With Hatterene out of the way, the search for Brock resumes. However, Ash and Cilan are soon hungry, with Ash wanting to eat his mother's croquettes, while Cilan wants to eat one of the train station boxed lunches exclusive to Galar. Hatterene soon notices that there are intruders in her forest, and she proceeds to find them so that she can get rid of them using illusions to lure them away. Ash sees his mother with a plate of her croquettes. Cilan sees Ingo and Emmett offering him boxed lunches, while Misty sees a bunch of water-type Pokemon. Meanwhile, Team Rocket, who lost sight of Ash and friends, soon started thinking strongly about rising through the ranks, making their boss happy, becoming admins, and eating good food. Sadly for them, they run into Hatterene, who proceeds to violently chase after them due to their strong emotions. Meanwhile, Ash, Misty, and Cilan end up chasing their illusions until they are out of the forest, at which point their illusions take a turn for the worst, which makes them panic, forcing Pikachu to literally shock them back into reality. Realizing that Brock is in serious trouble since Hatterene did so much to get rid of them, they decide to resume their search. With Hatenna's help, they finally find Brock, who is still being tormented by Hatterene. While Ash wants to save Brock immediately, Cilan says that they should figure out what's going on by having Hatenna sense what kind of interaction Hatterene and Brock are having, with Ash suggesting that Pikachu can translate. While Hatenna and Pikachu do their best to convey the situation, which is the same as before, except that now Brock sees Hatterene as Nurse Joy, Ash and Misty cannot understand what is happening. But Cilan, who transforms back into detective mode, does figure out the situation. Since Brock is in serious danger, Ash steps up to save him. However, Hatterene makes Brock see her as Kathy again, while making him see Ash as Kathy's boyfriend who wants to take her back. This makes Brock send out Steelix to fend off the perceived threat. Hatterene attacks Ash with Psybeam, but Cilan sends out Pansage, who uses Bullet Seed to dispel the attack. Pansage, Pikachu, and Ash are then forced to avoid a Stone Edge from Steelix. Hatterene then uses Psycho Cut, which Ash protects Hatenna from. Hatterene proceeds to fire off a barrage of Psycho Cuts, which Ash avoids with some Dark Souls style maneuvers. Though one final Psycho Cut manages to hit Hatenna when she protects Ash from it. Due to all the chaos, Brock is finally able to come to his senses, and he proceeds to care for Hatenna, while Ash attempts to reason with Hatterene. Seeing that Brock is kindly helping Hatenna and that Ash means well, Hatterene stops attacking and she calms down. She then seemingly offers thanks for helping Hatenna, while Ash thanks Hatterene for her understanding, to which Hatterene responds with a delightful smile. It is then shown that Latias is flying overhead. She clearly witnessed everything that happened. She then flies away. After leaving the Glimwood Tangle, Brock reveals that he decided to travel with Ash and Misty, saying that he realized that he has a lot to learn, and that he wants to train his heart. Cilan, however, declines to join the group, saying that he needs to attend an event where Ingo and Emmett will reveal a new coach. After bidding each other farewell, the OG trio and the Cilan part ways. The episode ends with Team Rocket, who are still in the forest. They are eating a bunch of food that turns out to be an illusion, meaning that in the end, Hatterene did end up trapping someone in the forest. So, that's the short but detailed summary of the episode. Now it's time to highlight, analyze, and comment on my favorite moments and or moments that are noteworthy/interesting. For sure, the best part of the episode was getting to see Brock and the Cilan again. Brock was hilarious as usual, and I like that Misty got to meet Cilan after he was mentioned to her in the previous episode, and that Cilan and Brock finally got to learn that Ash is a mutual friend of theirs. I love that Hatenna was able to appear in the anime for the first time in this episode, and that her two evolutions got to appear in the anime again, which allowed them to shine a little more. Hatenna was absolutely adorable, Hatterene was totally brutal, and Hatterene was scary and unsettling. So they were all depicted in a way that befits their lore/Pokédex entries, which is cool and fitting. I think that it was quite a joy to see them in action. I also love that Brock decided to travel with Ash and Misty just like all the times. Also, it's great that Latias is still hanging around Ash. Her capture by Ash is becoming more likely by the episode. Additionally, I love that fittingly and hilariously, the ending theme for this episode is Brock's Paradise, which was used as an ending theme back in the original series. As for what I did not like about the episode, there really isn't anything major that I disliked. My only complaints are that Cilan did not choose to join the group at the end, which is something that I wanted to see, even if it does go against the nostalgia trip of this mini-series. I also don't like that unlike the previous 2 episodes, Ash did not use any of his old Pokemon in this episode, thus wasting an episode of screen time for them. Because there are only 11 episodes in this mini-series, every episode should be used to give some of them a chance to shine. Since there are so many of them, every episode where none of them appear means that some of them will end up not getting the chance to be rotated into the party. But those are my thoughts on and analysis of the episode. Now it's time to bring this review to a close by going over my overall opinion of the episode. So, overall, this episode was decent. While it was definitely nothing special or amazing, since nothing monumental happened in it, I still very much enjoyed it. And it was still a joy to watch, due to the characters and the Pokemon that took center stage in it. And I really had no big gripes with it. So yeah, overall, this was a pretty good and fun episode. But that's the review and the video. So, as always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching and let's meet again in the next video.